Hello, loves. Wait, I'm like still setting up everything. I am going to attempt to go live on every single one of the platforms today because why not? Especially since we didn't get to do the weekly healing circle this week. Okay, I think we're good. Hold on. So we're live on all of the things. How is everybody? I'm gonna give everybody like a second to come through. Hello, everybody. How is everybody doing? Um, this is going to be the weekly community oracle poll. The point of doing this live, we do this once a week, is to specifically have low cost readings for everybody. So the way that it works, basically speaking, if you're a Patreon member or channel member, uh, it's already included in your membership. If you're not a Patreon member or a channel member, then you basically, if you want to just say send a cash app, which would be my name, TigeraGitana, or if you're on YouTube, you could do a super chat on YouTube, or else if you're more comfortable doing a cash app, you can do that as well. With your questions, I'm going to show you which Oracle decks you can pick from. I will give everybody like a second to come through, and then we're going to get started. But I hope everybody is doing good. I hope everybody is, in a good place. I have been on my moon cycle. That is why you guys didn't see me this particular week. When it comes to the weekly healing circles, I know we do it like every week, but I have not been here because I have been resting as I am supposed to be, traditionally speaking. So, yeah, but we're here today. I missed y'all. Every time that I have my moon cycle, I always like miss you guys. It's always like, do I have to rest? But I do. I really do. So that's what we've been doing. So I'm gonna show you guys the decks that you can pick from for today's like oracle poll. Which decks that you can pick from. Where can I donate so you can read anyone you're drawn to? Um, you can donate to my Cash App, so it would be my name, so TigeraGitana, and then you could just tell me which oracle deck you want to pick from, and then if you have a question specifically, or if not, I'll just pick a card, a regular, like a general message. Um, but your options for this week, we have the Healing with the Angels Oracle deck, the Enchanted Map Oracle deck, okay, as always, the Nature Speak Oracle deck, the Archangel Michael Oracle deck, the Flower Therapy Oracle deck. Instagram, I'm sorry, got a little bit shaky because I have it hooked to the table and I keep moving the table. I'm gonna have to like back my knees away from that. And the Okana Oracle deck, but please only pick this deck if you want to do shadow work. The Okana Oracle deck is very, it will read you to the filth. Um, so I'm just keeping it 100 with y'all. If you're going to pick the Okana deck, just be mindful of that. It is for shadow work and shadow work only. Do not pick it just willy nilly because you get read to the filth. I said what I said. So those are your Oracle card options. For those who just joined, I'm going to repeat the spiel. So for those who are Patreon members or channel members, it is already included in your membership. So you can go ahead and start dropping your questions. For those who are not Patreon members or channel members, you can go ahead and either, if you're on YouTube, you can send a super chat, $5 and up or whatnot. If you are not on YouTube and you still want me to pull a card for you, you could just send like $5 up to my Cash App, which is TigeraGitana, or my Venmo, which is TigeraGitana. What is the Enchanted Map about? So the Enchanted Map deck, this is one of my favorite Oracle decks. It is like the Okana deck, as in like it would read you to the filth as well, but it has a gentler touch to it. So it is one of those decks that I like to use. It just ends up reading to you through the filth anyway, but it has a softer tone to it. So I really really love this deck, but basically covers all areas of life. Um, but it's very accurate. I love this deck. I love reading with this deck. So yeah, your Oracle deck options. So if you send me a cash app or whatnot and you drop your question, you can pick your deck or you can let me pick for you. But these are your options for today. You have the Enchanted Map Oracle deck. You have the Archangel Michael Oracle deck. You have the Nature Speaks Oracle deck. Okay. You have the Healing with the Angels Oracle deck, the Okana Oracle deck, but please only pick this if you're trying to do shadow work, because it will read you to the filth, or the Flowers from the Flower Therapy Oracle deck. I almost said Flowers from the Dead. I don't have that deck over here. It's over there. But yes, if you're like a Patreon member or a channel member, you guys can start dropping your questions. And then if anybody else wants me to pull a card for them, just follow the steps that I just said, basically. Oh, you guys were having a whole entire conversation on here on the YouTube. Yeah, I was slightly a little bit late because I was getting everything ready, and I was like, wait. I set up the whole table, and I was like, I didn't pick the cards that I'm going to work with today. So, so yeah. I've like every time I'm on my moon cycle, I feel like I'm just like drinking like a river, like drinking like water, like a river. Like I just need water badly. Um, do. I just need to tell my fam I'm officially an almost legal massage therapist. Oh my God, congratulations, Michaela. I know you have been on this journey for such a long time, and I'm so proud of you. I'm really, really, really proud of you. I'm glad though. I'm glad that you're doing your thing, and I'm glad you're keeping your strength, because I know that's something you're working on. But that is awesome though. Congratulations. I'm very, very happy for you. 1000%. And I hope that you get everything that you want from it as well. Um, okay, I saw a couple of people just join, so I'm going to just repeat everything. So for those who just joined, this is the weekly Oracle, like community Oracle poll. This is meant to be like low cost readings for people who like just need a reading, but don't really have like a lot, because readings can cost a lot. That's why we do this weekly. So basically, if you're a Patreon member or a channel member, or YouTube channel member specifically, it is already included in the membership. If you are not a Patreon member or a channel member and you still want me to pull a card for you, you can do it, like send like $5 or $10 to my Cash App, which is TigeraGitana, same as my username, or my Venmo, and then you can say whatever question, unless you want me to keep it general, and you can pick which deck you want me to use. Your options for this week are the Nature Speak Oracle deck, the Enchanted Map Oracle deck, the Archangel Michael Oracle deck, Flower Therapy Oracle deck, the Okana Oracle deck, but please only pick this if you are trying to do shadow work, because this deck is really, it's one of those decks that is absolutely, will read you to the filth, and the Healing with the Angels Oracle deck as well. So for those who are channel members or Patreon members, you guys can start dropping your questions. And then, yeah, we'll just like get started. I might extend the session today, because last time we were here for like 2 hours, y'all. Literally, well, I think it was last week. We were here for 2 hours just doing readings. Like, it was pretty intense. So I might do like an hour and a half today. It depends when I don't need to go pee today. We'll see. So yeah, it's like, it depends on that. Specifically, it depends on that. So yeah. Whatchamacallit. Hold on. Somebody has a question. I sell it while I buy a house for Monique. Did you send to my Cash App? Just wanted to know. I don't know if I got any notifications. No, I haven't gotten any notifications. For those who are new, I'm just going to repeat the spiel really, really quickly. Wait, is it back? Yeah. For those who are new, who just joined, this is the weekly community Oracle poll, so it's meant to be low-cost readings. So if you're not a channel member or a Patreon member, you can send like $5 or $10 and up to my Cash App or my Venmo, and then you can just ask your question, and you can pick which Oracle deck you want me to pick from. So your options for today are the Enchanted Map Oracle deck, the Archangel Michael Oracle deck, the Flower Therapy Oracle deck, the Nature Speak Oracle deck, the Okana Oracle deck, but only pick this if you're trying to do shadow work, and the Healing with the Angels Oracle deck. So Michaela, somebody sent me from Michael Perdomo. Okay, somebody sent it to my PayPal. For whoever, okay, this just reset. For whoever sent it to my PayPal, I'm waiting for TikTok to reset because it just lost the connection for no reason. Okay, we go. For whoever sent it to my PayPal, I believe the name was Michael. If you can post in the comment what your question is, I don't know if it's from YouTube or Instagram or TikTok. From whichever it was, you can send me it, tell me what it is that you want me to. Oh, okay, perfect. So I have you after Michaela. So I'm gonna do Michaela's first, and then I'm gonna get back to you. Okay, got it. Okay, I sent you a donation on PayPal, so you can gift it to anyone you choose to. Oh, okay. Thank you, my love. So I guess we'll do a little reading giveaway to see on the chat. So we'll see. I guess whoever wants to get a reading, I will pick one from here. But thank you for doing the little donation. Thank you so much. But whoever is on the chat, I guess, especially because it's on TikTok. So let's just do the TikTok community for this. Somebody donated for someone else to get a reading. So if you want me to pull a card for you, just, I don't know, pick a number from 1 to 10, and whoever is closest to the one I'm thinking of can get it. I feel like that would be the easiest way to do it. So that's like a fair way to do it. So go ahead. Whoever guesses the number from 1 to 10 gets the free pull. So I'm going to do Michaela first. Michaela, general pick. Which one are we picking today? Hold on. Okay, Archangel Michael said he wanted to take this one, so that's what we're going to do. Now, Archangel Michael, what does Michaela need to know right now? What is going on with Michaela? What does Michaela... Oh, and it went away. Hold on. What does Michaela need to know? Okay. Let me grab that other one 1 second, because I'm on the table and these things just fly right... Oh, okay. Right out of my hand. Sorry, I had to move. Every time the cards fall on the floor, it's like a whole hot mess moving everything. Okay, so you got 2 cards from Archangel Michael. That's for Michaela. The first one is spend more time outdoors. Okay, and the prayer says, because you know that all of the Archangel Michael cards have a prayer. So the prayer says, "Thank you for motivating me to spend more time outdoors and for helping me relax and enjoy connecting with nature." Door. And the next one is, your inner guidance is real and trustworthy. Okay. And the prayer says, "Please help me clearly hear, see, feel, and know the divine guidance that I have asked and pray for. Allow me to keep my ego out of the way so your wisdom can come streaming through me for my own benefit and for those around me." Wow. Okay. So a couple of things. I feel like right now, if things have been seeming a little bit tense or a little bit like kind of like you need a break or you need a breather, I feel like you need to kind of like maybe even on your next day off, plan a little bit of like a picnic or like um, a little mini like road trip. Like I love doing like weekend getaways or like something where it's like short, but I can kind of decompose. I can de-stress right now, and that's like what you are getting called to do. Spending more times outdoors, spending more time with nature, spending some time in the sun, getting some fresh air, needing to breathe. If you have been actively feeling like things have been a little tense, you need to connect with the nature spirits. You need to kind of like take yourself out of the kind of tense, intense energies and just kind of pull it back a little bit, and try to do a little bit of self-care, but including nature. So if you wanted to go by the ocean, if you wanted to go by the river, if you wanted to sit by a lake for like even an hour, or at a park by a pond, somewhere where you could just breathe like a little clearly, or sit down and just kind of like even listen to the birds, like that would be so healing for you right now. And it will kind of take you out of the box or structure that you have been in for this time. Like you just need a little bit of that nature flexibility that comes with like, one day is sunny, then it's cloudy, then it's rainy, then it's cloud, like the little bit of the flow. Just getting those elements of nature in and flowing with it. You're also getting your inner guidance is real and trustworthy, which means that during this time, you need to make sure that you are listening to your intuition and your guidance. If your inner, like, guidance is like, trying to tell you like, hey, you know what, this is not right. This doesn't sit right with me. This is not um it's not giving me what I needed to give. It's not doing what I need, or it or I feel like I need to do this, but I'm getting pushed in and backed into a corner into doing that. You need to listen to that. You need to listen to that guidance and listen to yourself in the process, so you're not um gonna end up regretting actions that you're taking later on, because you don't want to regret something because you didn't listen to yourself. So listening to your internal dialogue, listening to what you're saying, listening to your gut instincts, when your body is just has a jerk reaction to something, you're just like, something isn't right about that. But then you keep, pushing to whatever, you keep walking towards it. Like, the block looks a little sketchy, but you're still like, you know what? I still got to get over there. And instead of going around or crossing the street of that block or something, you're still going straight. Listen to yourself during this time. It's really, really essential for you to listen to yourself during this time, because if you kind of dismiss the things that you personally need intuitively, you're going to end up in like certain potholes. You're going to end up tripping up on yourself. So just listen to yourself. Make sure you're trusting your inner guidance, even if it doesn't make sense. That's kind of like the key. There are certain things that are not going to make sense, and that's going to seem really frustrating. But it's important for you to kind of sit with your feelings and value them. Know that you are not making up feelings for no reason. If something is triggering to you, that's valid. There's something about it that's triggering. So honor that and make sure you sit with it and you have that discernment. You dissect it. So that way you're not, dismissing it, and then you end up in a whole situation later because you didn't listen to yourself, because you don't want that to happen. So that is your message, my love. I hope that makes sense. I am going to do the little giveaway reading. Okay, I'm going to re-say the spiel because we got some new people who came in. So I'm going to check the numbers of what people like voted. Okay, so let me restart. This is a weekly community oracle poll. The point of this session is to provide low-cost readings for you guys. So for those who are channel members and Patreon members, the whole entire point of this for you guys is already included in your membership. So you guys can go ahead and drop your questions. And I know on YouTube, which is where the majority of people follow me for, like who are Patreon members, are already on YouTube. So they're already been dropping your questions. Unless I have some on TikTok, then go ahead and drop your questions. The oracle cards that you guys can pick from are the Archangel Michael Oracle deck, the Enchanted Map Oracle deck, the Nature Speak Oracle deck, the Flower Therapy Oracle deck, the Healing with the Angels Oracle deck, and the Okana Oracle deck, but only pick this card if you're trying to do shadow work. I'm just saying, because it will read you to the film. So if anybody wants to get a reading who is not a Patreon member or channel member, you can go ahead and send like $5, $10 to my Cash App or my PayPal or my Venmo, and then just drop your question and tell me which deck you want me to pull from. That's basically what it is. New here, what are the numbers for? So basically somebody donated $10 for somebody else to get a reading. So the numbers are like, some people were supposed to guess from 1 to 10, and whoever guessed the number that I was thinking about is going to get the reading. So somebody already guessed it, and they must know that my favorite number is 5, even though I was born on the 8th. So I'm just saying, you was close. But Kaylee Kaylee Dressmith, is that how you say it? I'm sorry if I'm butchering it, love. But go ahead and drop your question on the comments, and then let me know which deck you want me to pull your question from. And I'm gonna do yours next, and then I'm gonna do YouTube, because YouTube I got 2 questions, and then I think I have another one on here. I'm not sure. I gotta recheck. But these are your options. The Enchanted Map Oracle deck, great for all types of questions. The Nature Speak Oracle deck, also great for all types of questions. Archangel Michael Oracle deck, the Healing with Angels Oracle deck, the Flower Therapy Oracle deck, and the Okana Oracle deck. I think somebody asked what is shadow work earlier. Yeah, somebody asked what is shadow work. Shadow work is not love and light work. It is the opposite of love and light, basically. So it is basically when you are working with the darker aspects of yourself, including the not so positive things, the not, love and light all of the time. It's about looking deep into yourself, your the more negative things that you probably need to address. I have one of my services on my on my website is Shadow Astrology, which focuses literally at just looking at some of the negative aspects of your whole natal chart, because I wanted to have a specific reading that targets looking deeper into like some of your opportunities that you need to work on, some of the things that you are actively, you know, whether you're self-harming yourself spiritually, mentally, physically, with your actions, emotionally, whatever it is that you're doing, or how you're getting in your own way. So shadow work, it's all about looking at your opportunities, looking at your spiritual opportunities, your physical opportunities, your mental opportunities. Is it that you need to do? How are you getting in your own way? Because we're not all perfect, right? We all have complicated situations, complicated issues, and that's when shadow work comes into play. It's addressing the ego, it's addressing different things. So yeah, it's one of my favorite readings to do, like shadow astrology readings. And just so I can kind of get this out of the way, tomorrow's the last day for my reading special for my sessions. I'm doing a 20% off all of my sessions on my website with the code Virgo Healing in all caps, just in case anybody wanted to get a reading on my website as well. But yeah, shadow astrology readings are like personally one of my favorites because I like looking deeper into some of the opportunities. They're meant to be an extension of your natal chart as well. So yeah, so who was it again? Kaylee Dres Smith, go ahead and drop your question for your reading so that way I can pull a card for you. I don't know if she's still here. Is she still here? I think she's still here. Yeah, she's still here. My love, drop your question so I can on the thing. So I can pull a thing. I'll use the one you use. Wait, what do you mean? I use all of the cards. You mean like wait, I'm confused. What do you mean I'll use the one you use? Which deck? Which deck do you mean? Do you want me to show them to you again? Archangel Michael, Oracle deck, Enchanted Map, Oracle deck? Or do you want me to pick for you? Is that what you mean? I'm confused. Let me know. The Nature Speak Oracle deck, the Healing with the Angels Oracle deck, the Flower Therapy Oracle deck, or the Okana or Oracle deck. But only pick this if you're trying to do shadow work. Oh, I get to pick. Okay, got you. Hold on. Which one is calling out for this one? Okay, so Enchanted Map said wanted to take it. You know, sometimes you just gotta go with it. So that's what we're doing. All right. So, what does Kaylee Smith? What does Kaylee Smith need to know right now? What is going on with Kaylee Smith? Okay. So, for the Enchanted Map Oracle deck and the Okana Oracle deck, these are the two that I actually pull the book out because I want you to know what it says in here as well. And then we discuss it even further. So there's two cards that you personally have. And the first one was Coming Apart. And the next one is Magic Prayer. So we're going to start with Coming Apart. And then we're going to go with Magic Prayer. Okay. And that is 46. And the reason why I like reading for Okana and this one, the book, because the book is hella accurate. And I want you to hear it clearly. Because like I said, these two Oracle decks be reading people to the filth every day of life. So, Coming Apart. Now is the time to take separate paths. The Coming Apart card is assigned to put an end to what is no longer working for you. Has a commitment been broken? Perhaps you need to break a promise or change course because you took on more than you can handle. This is a perfect time to reassess your goals and values. Are your actions in alignment with what you believe in? Have you created a partnership that is not mutually beneficial? Separation, dissolution, and dispossession are all in focus now. If someone wishes to break away from you, don't chase the relationship out of sense of fear. The price you'll pay will not be worth the prize. Separation brings good fortune. Okay? And then we have Magic Prayer. Magic Prayer, 32. Hold on. I gotta find a card. Okay, one second. Okay, no, that's 31. Okay, 32. Magic prayer. Speak your prayers, listen for the answers, act in faith. Okay? When you see the magic prayer card, it is a reminder that your prayers will be answered. Spirit is always waiting to help you and to heal you when you're in need. That said, the best prayer is, Thy will be done through me, Thy will and not mine be done. Conscious contact with your higher power is achieved through the ritual of prayer and meditation. Speak and listen to the divine force within the field of creation. Surrender your wishes and desires to spirit. You may not get what you want, but you will surely get what you need. Your destiny awaits you. As long as you keep in conscious contact of your higher power, be assured that you are on the right path. So there's a couple of things going on here, and we need to break those things down. First and foremost, I feel like you're going through a transition right now. A transition that requires you to understand your own personal intentions. The reason why I say that is because a lot of the time when you see like the separation happen and then the prayer card come out, it's because to some extent you have been asking for more for yourself or from spirit, or you have been praying, or you have been setting intention, or I don't know if you practice or if you're a practitioner spiritually or a witch or whatever. But if you have been calling in and asking for more from your guides, from your ancestors, from your angels, from whoever, from your mama, you have been actively trying to activate a new path. This is very much feeling like road opening work for me, this specifically. The thing about doing that type of work when you're in prayer, you're like, oh my God, I wish I pray. Oh my God, can I please get a resolution to this? Can we please stop fighting? Can we please just stop? Like, this is so exhausting. This is X, Y, Z, and B. When you are put in that position, when you are constantly um, kind of in a state of disarray, and you're just like, oh, I need a way out. You're asking, you're thinking about it. Even subconsciously, you could be dreaming about it. You could be dreaming for a resolution, dreaming for an exit, dreaming for a new window of opportunity, dreaming for uh, something to change, something about your life, your experience to change. And so, what does that tap into? What does that activate? That activates a shift that you might not be necessarily super comfortable with. Coming apart tells you that you are going to either be parting ways with something that you needed to part ways with a long time ago. Um, that is not meant for you at this time, for where you're going, for what you have been asking for. If you have been asking for a new direction, a new path, a new job, a new friend, a new whatever it is, a new partner, a new relationship that looks in a particular way, and that partner that you have now cannot give you that, you are not going to get to keep them, because that's not what you want. Your soul is actively looking for something specific that you cannot attain from your current situation. So you have to understand that right now, whatever is not meant to be attached to you based on the things that you want for yourself are they need to separate. It's kind of like taking off a leech off your body. That's the way I see you, like just taking off the leech off your body. It's like, you've been taking so much blood from me. Blood is life. It's like, I need to take it off because I can't. You're draining me. You're draining me now. Like, I need to actively separate so that I can feel whole again, so I can heal this and I can continue on, so that I can have that life for myself. And that's where the coming apart card is coming up right now. So you are actively in a place of shifting into a new space, into a different kind of surrounding, especially when it comes to people. There's definitely a shift there, and it all stems from the things that you have wanted for yourself. The second that you said to yourself, you know what, I think I want this or I want that, Spirit said, okay, well, this needs to leave so you can make room for that. I don't know why you're still entertaining this, because what the hell is that bringing to you anyway? Get that out of here. No, you don't need that. So right now you're in a position where space is being made. Space is being made so that you can enter into a new space, so that you can get what you want, so that you can actually have some of your prayers, the things that you've been wanting for yourself on a soul level, for those things to come to pass. And that's where you're sitting on right now. You're just like sitting on the shift, and it might be like a painful shift. It might feel like, oh my God, why do I have to lose this? Why? Because, we're humans. We're very possessive people. That's like culturally where we've gotten to collectively, right? We're just Like we want to hold on to everything forever. Like that's just what it is. But the truth is that that's not even nature. Okay, nature has its seasons. Every season brings something different, and so you can't expect to hold on to everything the exact same way. You have to understand and you have to accept that you yourself have to evolve. And if you yourself have been praying for your own evolution, you have to accept what comes after. You have to accept the consequences of your own prayers, the consequences of your own what it is that you want for yourself. You have to accept those things. You cannot think that you can, like half your cake and eat it too when half the cake is rotten and you still want to keep it. Like it can't work that way. So right now it's a time for you to just kind of like sit with yourself, meditate, contemplate, and do a lot of release work. I feel like you need like a spiritual bath. I feel like you need a cleansing. Like you need like a good baño. You need like a good just a cleansing. You need a cleansing in your space. It feels like a very spring cleaning kind of vibe with this reading. But I also think that you need to sit with your prayers, sit with your intentions, and think about what you've been asking, what you've been calling in. And if that is what you want, then be unapologetic about it. Spiritually, that's what it is at the end of the day. You want what you want, period. If someone else cannot be in that space because they are conflicting to what it is that you want, that is a problem. That is a huge problem because your happiness, your peace, your balance, your like elevation is more important than toxicity. So it's about you actually sitting with your intentions and actually being in a space where you can receive them and understand why things are being removed from your life. So that is your reading, my love. I hope that it makes sense, and I hope you received all of the messages that you needed from that. But yeah, I hope that it makes sense. For those who are new, I'm just gonna, for everybody who just got here, I'm going to do Rosie, who just asked. Oh, she picked the Shadow Work deck. You had to do that, but okay. We're gonna do Rosie, and then we're gonna do Amber. For those who just got here, I'm gonna say the spiel again because I have to say the spiel. So this is called the weekly community oracle poll. It is meant to be low cost readings, so that way you guys got access to low cost readings because readings can be very expensive, and so that's why we're here. If you're a channel member or a Patreon member, a channel member from YouTube, then you guys can go ahead and continue to drop your questions on there, and then just tell me what deck you want me to use. If you would like to get a reading from me, you can just send like $5 to my PayPal, my Cash App, or my Venmo, which is TigeraGitana, and just drop your question below with the deck that you want me to use. So the decks that are your options for today are the Enchanted Map Oracle deck, the Nature Speak Oracle deck, the Healing with the Angels Oracle deck, the Archangel Michael Oracle deck, the Flower Therapy Oracle deck, or the Okana Oracle deck, but only pick this if you're trying to do shadow work because this deck is too much. Every week, y'all test this deck and y'all get read to the filth. Every week. But you know what? Rosie just picked it, so we're about to get a little taste of it right now. This deck. Oh, this deck. This deck. Anyway, okay. So, the Okana Oracle deck. So, Rosie Blossom. What does Rosie Blossom need to know? What is going on with Rosie Blossom right now? Okay. All right. Oh. Okay. I feel like that TikTok sound. All right. Okay. Oh, that's how I feel like right now. Okay. I love that both of the cards that you got are from the air element, but okay, all right. So the first card is called Deceit. Okay, hold on. I gotta angle it right so you guys can see the chicka pow, chicka pow, chicka pow, chicka pow, chicka pow, chicka pow. Okay. And I'm gonna read it from the book, and then we're gonna break it down. Like I said before, the Enchanted Map and the Okana Oracle decks are the only decks that I read from the book because I want you guys to understand. And then we can, we're gonna go deep dive in. Okay, so yes, you got deceit, my love. Deceit. From a lie, the truth is born. Shadow element, not being honest with oneself and losing touch with one's own spirit. Oh, as straightforward as this card may seem, it really is very much an internal looking glass to see the deepest recess of one's true nature. What is it that you feel you're not able to show to the world? Is it a sudden calling to the occult, or were you raised in a biased family? Is it sexuality? Is it a failing relationship you are convinced will work? Is it doing a job that you say you're happy with but are really not? Deceiving oneself never works because only both you know both the truth and the lie. And from the lie comes anxiety, fear, and resentment and discomfort because the two do not sit well with each other. The card is suggesting there is something in your life, mind, heart, or surroundings that is of deception to your true spirit. It suggests that you may be seeing signs of needing to sit down and be honest with yourself about who you are and what you want. You said you wanted this reading. I don't want to hear it. I don't. I don't want to hear it. Both of the cards that you got was from the air element in the deck, which I think is real funny. Okay, the next one that you got is Mercurial. Okay, okay, this is the look at it. Chicka pow, chicka pow, chicka pow, pow. Like I just love the little. I love for anybody who's interested in this deck. It's always sold out, but listen. It's Akamara Tarot on .com and on Instagram. She's the one who created it, does all the artists, does other artistry, and I believe she is Afro Latina. I believe. Now, Mercurial. Today cannot be like tomorrow. Shadow element. To be fickle and indecisive, struggling with keeping focus on any one thing, prone to diving head first into something of interest and promptly abandoning it. Oh God, okay. There's a difference between being spontaneous versus being unreliable. There's also a difference between needing new experiences for excitement versus escapism. This card announces the presence of instability within one's interests, follow through, and ability to complete projects or fulfill obligations. In a shadow context, this could be calling you to take a stock of your unfinished business and loose ends. It can also be questioning why you feel the need to switch from one objective to objective, be it travel, career, hobby, or relationships. What are you avoiding? What are you seeking that the last thing didn't fulfill? What does sticking with something or someone bore you almost immediately? Why do you make plans and regret them after the fact? First of all, first of all, y'all, I feel like this is giving me heavy, like Gemini, more Gemini than Virgo, because this is a very air reading. It's giving me air sign, but it's giving me more Gemini because, especially because of the Mercurial. Um, when it comes to being like a little bit all over the place, Gemini has more issues with being all over the place than Virgo does. Because Virgo, you guys know, Virgo rules the mundane, the everyday, the. So there is this kind of like all over the place kind of nature about it. So if you have airplane students, boo, you better check. You better check them transits. That's all I'm gonna say. But when it comes to these two, there's definitely something going on with your throat. I would check your Mercury sign as well. I would check your third house as well, because there's obviously a lot going on with your mind. That's really where a lot of this is internalizing. Because when it comes to deceit, there's definitely a layer of things that you are personally trying to kind of like dismiss or kind of like, you know, it's like you know that something is off, but you're still going with it. It's like it's like being at a party that you know the host hates you and invited you out of like pity or whatever it is, but you still ended up showing up because you're convincing yourself that no, they really like you, that they don't hate you, even though I don't know, your cousin or a coworker told you no, this person was talking hella shit about you the other day. And you're just like, no way, they say hi to me every day. They don't hate me. No, there's this like this inner deceit that's going on where you need to check in with what's going on with your mind, because it's almost like the checks there's like no checks and balances when it comes to your intuition. Okay, that is the problem. Your intuition is like signaling you, hey, this is something you need to think about. This is a problem. This is questionable, right? And you're like, oh no, no, maybe not, maybe I don't know. It's almost kind of like thinking that things can't be as bad as you know internally that they are. Like you feel it being bad, and you know that something is off, but you're still like, no, it cannot be. It cannot be that. No, no. That is a huge problem, because then you're not listening to yourself. And then you end up getting in situations where people who are enemies to you get to take advantage of the fact that you're showing up in their spaces because you're not listening to yourself. You're making excuses for things that are actively wrong with the spaces that you're walking into. You're putting yourself in a potential, you're making yourself a potential threat when you yourself are telling yourself that something is off. That is a huge problem. You need to sit with your mind a little bit longer. You need to sit with your intuition a little bit longer. If you have been actively getting some weird, like, I don't know, like irritated or agitation, or like your body is just like, oh, that didn't feel nice. Or they said that with a tone. Like, even if someone's being passive aggressive, or somebody's talking down to you, but they're like being like, super like hee about it. And you're like, oh, yeah, instead of like, that was kind of a little weird. Like, why did they talk to me that way? You need to listen to your internal compass, because you're trying to guide yourself, but then you're also trying to be like, no, it cannot be that. You can't do that to yourself, because then you're going to create this kind of self-reflection, where it's like, instead of self-reflecting, you are actually talking down of yourself, and you're kind of pushing your own intuition down, saying, no, you're wrong. There's no way you could be right. No, it can't be that. Like, no. And it makes it so your intuitive abilities start getting buried down, because once you refuse to start listening to yourself, at one point your body will stop signaling to you as heavy when something is off. Because sometimes there be intuitive downloads and messages and different kind of things that trigger us, that have a very spiritual kind of reaction, or an emotional reaction, where we feel that shit in our souls, like, yo, that shit was weird. Like, it gave me, like, you feel it in layers of your skin, like you feel it, like it was just like, whoa, what the fuck. And then there's moments where, like, when we don't listen to ourselves, where it's like a little voice in the back of our heads, and it's like, hey, that was weird, but you could barely hear it because you stopped listening to yourself. That is a problem, boo. I need you to get that together. I need you to get that together. That is a problem. And this is kind of the point with the mercurial aspect as well, because there's a layer of your mind that is actively letting you kind of dismiss a lot of the things that you need to do, especially when it comes to holding yourself accountable. If you yourself need to make space for yourself to, like, if you said, oh yeah, I need to do more self-care, I need to work on this better, I'm going to work on my intuition, I'm going to work on, being, working on growing, and being a little bit more level-headed, and all of these things, but then you're actually not doing it, is like, no, you're just lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself, and you're convincing yourself that you're doing the right thing, and that you could just do whatever. It's like, whatever. It's like very bouncy. It's very Gemini-ish vibes. But even Geminis get annoyed when they do that. You know how many times, y'all, I have a Gemini moon. You know how many damn projects I have that I started, that I still need to finish, but Spirit gives me too many downloads, so I still have to finish them, and I'm still like, all the time, like, oh, I gotta do this one, and then, oh, I gotta do that. Like, it happens. This is a thing. Okay, this is absolutely valid in the thing. This happens to like every goddamn Gemini, and that Gemini energy. But you still have to like sit down and say, okay, why is it that I need to work with this? What is it that I need to do? What is it that, like, you still need to sit down with yourself and hold yourself accountable for your actions, for your thoughts, for your emotions, for what you're internalizing. Okay? So that is your reading, my love. That was a lot. Wow. That was a lot, but this deck is absolute. It's just the Okana Oracle is not meant for the faint of heart. It's meant for you to like get your whole entire life. Just, listen, you're not ready. Anyway. Um oh, we have a whole bunch of new people in here. Do do do. Yeah, this deck is amazing. What you calls it? Our free wait, hold on. For those who just joined, we're asking about readings. So basically, this is called the weekly community oracle poll, and the point is to bring low cost readings to the community. Basically, for those who are Patreon members and channel members, you guys can go ahead and drop your questions in the chat. Basically, mainly all my Patreon members are on YouTube, so they already started dropping the questions. But for those who would like to get a reading, you can send $5 or $10 to my PayPal, my Venmo, or my Cash App, which is at TigeraGitana, which is my name. And then just tell me in the comments what is your question and which deck you want me to pull from. So these are your options. You have the Enchanted Map Oracle deck. You have the Healing with the Angels Oracle deck. You have the Archangel Michael Oracle deck. You have the Nature Speak Oracle deck. You have the Flower Therapy Oracle deck, and you have the Okana Oracle deck. But only pick this deck if you're trying to do shadow work, because this deck, whoo, this deck is a little bit too much sometimes, and it can be a lot. It's just what I'm gonna say. It could be a lot. It could be a lot, y'all. It could be a lot. So yeah, okay. So we have a couple more questions on YouTube, so we're gonna go with that. Amber, hey love, how are you? Whatchamacallit? Did anybody else have a question on here? Okay, no, okay, sweet. And yeah, so we're good. Okay, we are continuing. So Amber said, general guidance, Enchanted Map, please and thank you. Gotcha. Okay, so what is going on with Amber Davis? What is going on with Amber Davis? What does Amber Davis need to know right now? What is going on with Davis? Amber Davis needs to know. Okay. So as I said previously, the Enchanted Map and the Okana Oracle decks are the only decks that I personally that I personally read from the book and then we break it down. The reason being is because you need to know what the book says. Period. Because the book, you need to know. So we are going to be also whooping out the book for the Enchanted Map. You got 2 cards. The first one is Coming to Life, and the next one is One Ring Circus. Okay. So we're gonna start with Coming to Life. That is number 29. Hold on. Okay. 29. Coming to Life. Okay, something beautiful is being born in your life. When you look at your life, can you see how you've grown and evolved over time? Perhaps you've shed skins and identities and created new ones, or at the very least, matured in your ideas about yourself and the world you inhabit. You know things take time, and spirit's timetable is rarely in sync with your own. This card indicates that a long-held dream is beginning to show signs of life. You must try not to coax it along or shape it according to your desires. Spirit knows the best form for the manifestations of this dream, and your life can become even better than you could possibly imagine. Now it's the time for reverence and awe. Allow the contours of your path to be carved by the hands of the divine. All you have to do is show up. Ooh, I am loving this reading. Hold on. And now we got to do 15. I just saw it. Hold on. And then we have One Ring Circus. Okay. One Ring Circus. Oh, One Ring Circus. You are capable and competent. Independence is key now as you step into your journey today. Others may not have the vision or resources that you need. Recognize that all of the wisdom you have acquired along the way makes you particularly competent, capable of moving forward with assurance. Self-reliance is important. Another aspect is to consider is creating and maintaining clear boundaries between you and another. Be discerning about your partnerships at this time. When you know who you are and have healthy sense of where you end and others begin, you are able to enter into the best kind of relationships and will attract people who mirror back your wholeness. In interdependent relationships are always mutually supportive, stimulating, and transformative. You can achieve anything at this time. Okay, this reading is giving me life. Okay, so so you got coming to life and one ring service. So right now you are definitely going through a transitionary period where you need to not only understand that this kind of transition that you're going to is very much supported by spirit, is being co-created by spirit, it is being guided by spirit, and spirit is actively at the helm of it, and it's really pushing your, like, not only your vision of what it is that you want, but ultimately giving you what you want at the end of it. Even if you feel like, oh no, but can we tweak this or can we tweak that, or do I have to lose this person, do I really have to say, but do I have to do that though? Just go with the process. This is the time for you to follow the process, go with the process, because this is the time that you will actively be on that road where you need to be. That's literally where you're at right now. You're at a place where you are on the path that you have set intention for a long time. You've been asking for this for a long time, and it is starting to develop. It is starting to grow, and you have to really show up for it. You have to literally stand in that room and say, okay, this is mine. I claim this. This is mine. But don't try to force anything. Like, just don't try to, like, think that you're kind of watching a movie, you're starting the beginning of the movie, and you're starting to, like, dictate how it should be directed. Let the movie play. You have to show up for the movie, but you have to let the movie play. Right now, it is absolutely super important for you to be protective of your space while you are under this transition. This means that nobody, like, you need to make sure that your protection barriers are up, that you are doing your prayers every day, that you're making sure your home is cleansed, blessed, and protected, that your space, your work area, whatever it is, wherever you're going, your car is protected. You need to make sure that nothing is intervening the work that you personally need to do. Nothing is stopping, nothing is going to, like, no, nothing is going to stop that. You need to make sure that you're keeping that in mind, that you are actively setting yourself up for the future, so you are protecting yourself from others who might want to throw you off, and other entities and spirits who might want to just throw you off that path. Because then that's when that gets frustrating, and then that's when you get like, oh my god, where is this coming from? Like, I felt fine yesterday, and all of a sudden I feel like I have a headache and I feel so much pressure. You need to make sure you're protected during this time. Your protection game needs to be on point. I need you to make sure physically you're wearing, like, whether it be like you have something blessed or consecrated on you for protection, or you're using crystals or something that specifically for protection. Your car is protected. Like, your protection game needs to be like on, like, you hired security. I need you to think of your protection game like you have hired security to walk with you at all times. That is the level of intensity that I am speaking to right now. But you need to look at it in a spiritual way. You need to make sure that your protections are in place, so that way everything that needs to come in can come in smoothly without interruptions. You need to help it along the way without forcing things, but you also need to make sure that you are allowing it to come naturally without other entities or other people coming in and trying to, like, add their ingredients to the soup that you brewed. You put the ingredients in the soup. Imagine somebody walking in the kitchen and saying, "I'm going to add this." No, they're not allowed in the house. Okay, I need you to boundaries. Boundaries are the most important thing that you should be doing right now. It is not up for debate. Boundaries. You need to be on prayers, and you need to have gratitude. Okay, if I were you, I would be doing a lot of gratitude affirmations right now. One of my favorite channel that does um, gratitude or even just affirmation period, okay, is You Are Creators on YouTube. Absolutely, his voice is just so majestic. I love his voice so much. You Are Creators, love him so much. Listen to, like, all of the affirmations all of the time, but he has a gratitude affirmation on there. You need to be doing that every day. I need you to be on gratitude. I need you to be protected. It's not up for debate. We're not debating this. But that is what you need, because spirit is literally like, just we're brewing the thing, we're brewing the soup. The heat is on. it's going to be ready when it's ready. You don't need to add anything else, but you need to make sure nobody comes in and adds anything for you. Okay, I hope that that makes sense. That is your reading, my love. But I hope that that makes sense. And I hope that you got all the readings that you needed to. Okay, so we have another. Wait, hold on. There's like comments that I have to read. Hey, Goddess, glad I finally catch you live. Hey, boo. I hope that you are good. Oh my God, so many people are coming through today. Hold on. I'm trying to. Okay, a whole bunch of people just came through. No. Okay. Somebody said hi there. Just donated $5 under Danae. Okay, I just saw it. Okay, boo. So I'm gonna do Danae and then I'm gonna do Christine. Okay, so that's gonna be the order. There's like a bunch of comments on here. Trying to read all the comments. Okay. Okay. I'm glad that that was. Can I send you my question through Cash App? I believe that you can. I think it lets you send a note. But I have to like kind of switch the thing so I could see it. So it makes me like kind of disconnect from TikTok for like a second. If you want to, you can do it that way. If that's what you feel you need to, you can put it in the comments if that's what you want to do as well. None of these readings are like private anyway, because like the weekly. Oh, somebody said please save this video. Rosie said please save this video. The weekly community oracle polls are available for replay for anybody that wants to like come back to it on the YouTube. So just make sure you go you're like on my YouTube. The link to my YouTube will be in the link of my description box. So yeah, so there you go. Okay, but I'm glad that you got the readings. But yeah, my love, you can do it through Cash App or you can drop it in here, or like your question specifically, but you can do it through Cash App. My Cash App is the same as my username, so TigeraGitana. For those who just came, Christine, I'm gonna do yours after Danae. I'm gonna do yours after Danae, okay? But for those who just came, I'm gonna do the spiel because I know it like rotates. But this is called the weekly community oracle poll. The point of it is for it to be low cost readings for people. That's the whole entire point. So for those who are channel members and Patreon members, they've been dropping their questions on YouTube because that's where I mainly have all like my Patreon members, my channel members are there. But if you're not a channel member or a Patreon member and you would like me to pull a couple cards for you, just you could send $5 or $10 to my Cash App, PayPal, or Venmo, yeah, which is the same as my TikTok name, TigeraGitana. And then just let me know in the comments and type in your question with the deck that you want me to pull from. So these are your options. You have the Archangel Michael Oracle deck, the Healing with the Angels Oracle deck, the Nature Speak Oracle deck, the Enchanted Map Oracle deck, the Okana Oracle deck, but please only pick this deck if you're trying to do shadow work because it will read you to the fill, and the Flower Therapy Oracle deck. Okay, those are the options for this week. So let me know for those who wanted to have a question. For Danae, which deck do you want, and is there a specific question that you want me to ask for? Let me know which deck you want me to pull from. I'll give you like a minute to let me know. But yeah, so for everyone who had the questions about that, oh, okay, no problem. I know YouTube takes a portion of the super chat. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know. Do they? I don't. Honestly, I just do these every week, and I'm just like, okay, like I see a lot of the time. But if you want to, you can send it through Cash App as well. But you can post your question here, and then I'll see it because it'll be like a notification. Okay. Okana, I'm working on shadow work, and I'm a bit stuck. Okay. Is your name Danae? Is that your like name? Because I'm gonna use your name to ask, or I'm just gonna use Anxious Penguin. Let me know. I'd rather say your name if that's if Danae is your name. Let me know for sure. But let me grab the deck right now. Let me just put the Enchanted Map Oracle away. Okay, yes, Danae. Okay, perfect. And then we are going to do the Okana deck. Okay. Perfect. I got you after Christine. I'm trying to remember everybody's name, but y'all know I'm bad at names. I'm bad at names. Okay, so Danae. Okay, what does Danae need to be working on right now with her shadow work? What's going on with Danae? What is Danae? Okay. Okay. All right. Y'all. I'm putting two back because that was a lot. Yeah. That was a lot, y'all, but I'm gonna put two back. Okay. Wow. Okay. So the first one, sorry. The first one is harmony. Harmony, part of the water elements. Harmony is your first card. Look at that. Look at this deck. It's so pretty. Look at it. For those who are interested in getting this deck, it is always sold out. I have to preface that because I don't want to get yelled at later. It's always sold out, but it is akamarotarot.com or Akamaru Tarot on Instagram. She does updates all the time. You guys can check in when she's going to do relaunches because she does them often. But she designed the whole thing, and she's I believe Afro Latina. She's Honduran, I believe. Afro Honduran, I believe. But she is an artiste. She is, I believe, a bruja. She's a lot of things, but she's amazing, and she did an amazing job on this deck. Like, amazing. Anyway, so harmony. Where there is life, there is always hope. Shadow element. A struggle with being hopeful and optimistic. Are you a glass half full or a glass half empty kind of person? This card suggests that you are currently experiencing a time where your spirit is disharmonious with your surroundings. However, instead of focusing on what you can do to alter reality, you hope in there being a time where you are truly content, happy, and at peace. It suggests that you may have given up or are longing for harmony and don't know what to do to grasp it. Your ancestors recognize the dejection manifesting in your heart and are telling you to work with the joys you experience, even if it's as small an act as lighting a nice candle or watching one of your favorite films. Doing this gives you the opportunity to plant the seeds of contentment, even if the size of a mustard seed that you can water with other small acts so that it grows into a positive disposition that you can harvest in times where you feel you are being tested emotionally. And the second one is Wicked. So let me find that one. Hold on. We're reading it from the book, and then we're gonna discuss it. The next one is Wicked. Where's Wicked at? I think Wicked. Hold on. Wicked. Where? Come on. Where, where is Wicked? Wicked. 59. There we go. 59. Last one. Okay. Wicked. Okay. One who sows the seed of hatred will see their children harvest the fruits. Shadow element. Having absolutely no balance between the dark and the light and not striving to. It's a lot of harmony focus on this, isn't it? Where there is good, there's a drop of bad. And where there is bad, there's a drop of good. You cannot have the light without the dark and vice versa because you need both for divine balance between positive and negative energy. This card suggests that you are out of sync with the importance of maintaining balance between these two between these two in favoring or picking a side. Of course, you don't want to deal with only the darkness because it can reap unsavory consequences. But only dealing with the light can leave the inexperienced unprepared to protect themselves in the event that it is necessary. This card, more than anything, is a call to action to assess why you have made the spiritual decisions you have made and how they have panned out for you thus far. Do not mistake total balance 24/7. It is not realistic process for most when there are so many causes to sway one way or the other. However, trying to maintain a semblance of it is key. Y'all, this deck will be the end of us all. I believe. Okay, so harmony and Wicked. Okay. So your theme is balance. It's harmony. This is giving me very heavy, like, Libra just advisor, and it's hilarious because we're about to go into Libra season, literally. But it's giving me very harmony, balance vibes. What is it that you need to work on when it comes to your shadow self? Not necessarily falling into the positive side all of the time. Analyzing the negative things that come up for yourself. That includes aspect of yourself that you don't like, times that you kind of dip into certain moves or shift into certain moves without analyzing why you even shifted in those certain moves in the first place. It's about analyzing your actions, thinking about the choices that you have made that have also led you to being in balance, to not being in a state where you are at peace, that you are in harmony, because you're not in harmony right now. And shadow work requires you to look not only at the lights, but the shadow, the darker things, the things that you don't like about yourself, the things that, are haunting you, the things that are like, that you regret, the things that, are in the back of your mind, the things that you dream about, because your subconscious mind is a reflection of the things that are also haunting you from time to time. If you are in a state of disharmony, that means that there's something about your spiritual body, your physical body, your emotional body, or your mental body that are in a state of disharmony. You're just not in harmony. And so you have to analyze which part of your body is it that is going through this, whether it be your energetic body, whether it be your spiritual body, whether it be your physical body, whether it be your emotional body. Which one are you having a problem with? So when it comes to shadow work, you need you need to specifically target what it is that you're talking about. The same way that when we're talking about something like that is positive. Obviously, if you think of something positive, let's say, you are watching a movie, or I don't know, you got to go to the beach and you're in a good vibe because you got to go to the beach. What about that made you feel positive? What about that made you feel happy? What about that made you feel at peace? What about it? Why are you feeling good? What brings it? What about it brings you light, right? Shadow, light, opposites. Just as we think about, oh my God, this made me feel good. Oh my God, you know what? I ate a cupcake. It was so delicious. It made me feel so good. It gave me like, like Legally Blonde, like the whole endorphin situation when you work out and like that whole thing, like things that make you feel good. You recognize what things make you feel good. Why don't you recognize the things that make you feel bad? Why don't you know how to dissect that? Why do you know what makes you feel good? Why do you know what brings you pleasure, but you don't know the things that make you feel bad? That includes with people. That includes with people's tone of voice. That includes with the way that people treat you. Because you might love them for some things, but certain things they do might be hurtful to you. But you only think about the positive side. You need to make sure that you are looking at things in their dual form. Is a duality. Certain things are light, but certain things also have that shadow element. And a lot of people dismiss the shadow part. That is the problem. The reason why you are in a state of disharmony and why harmony is the thing that you personally need to focus in is that because you're not recognizing the other side. If you think that shadow work looks a certain way, or if you're trying to apply shadow work the exact way that we do light work, okay, you're gonna find yourself a little bit confused. You're gonna find yourself a little bit frustrated because shadow work requires you to be uncomfortable. It requires for you to sit on your shit. It requires you to like hurt. It requires you to cry. It requires you to break down. It requires you to process, accept, heal. It requires you to analyze deep parts of yourself the same way that we recognize as human beings. Oh my God, that made me feel so good. Oh my God, I love drawing. I love painting. I love listening to music. It just the drums and it elevates my spirit. There are things that diminish and push down your spirit. Why don't you recognize that? Why aren't you recognizing that? That is the key to your shadow work. The reason why you're having issues is because you're not paying attention to the spectrum. There are certain things that naturally we're going to, as people, gravitate towards the things that feel good. That's on Venus. Okay, that's on Venus. That's on Venus. But at the end of the day, our shadows haunt us. There's a reason why Pluto does what it does in the shadows. Our shadows will haunt us underneath the surface, and it will start eating away at the things that feel good. Eventually that relationship with that makes you so happy will start having and eating away like a virus, will start feeling more bad, even though it has elements of good about it, because you're not paying attention to the negative components about it. You have to think about, you have to understand, you have to process the negative parts of how it makes you feel, how it's triggering you, how it's affecting you, what your intuition is telling you about it too. If something feels off, why? Because if something feels good, you know it feels good because we recognize good. We know what good feels like. We know how it makes our chest feel. It makes our chest like feel open. But when things make our chest like constrict inside, then it's like, oh, that hurt. You just kind of want to shy away. You just kind of pull it back, right? But like dissect it. Why did that happen? Why do you? Why? Why? One of the things that I personally do all the time, and this is on my Gemini moon, y'all. This is on my Gemini moon, is that I have a whole internal dialogue anytime I'm pissed off. So sometimes this happens where like I'll be talking to Babe about something, or she'll happen to say this doesn't happen all the time, but whenever it happens, we'll be having a conversation, and if she says something in a particular way that triggered me into some capacity, I will start talking it out loud. I was like, I didn't like what you said. Why didn't I like what you said? That was weird. What was it about it that you said that didn't make me feel good? I don't know. I think it was the word. When you said that, it reminded me of this. And then this was a moment that I thought I was over that, but I guess I'm not. But that was so weird. Literally, just like that. I know that sounds freaking weird as hell, but I'm a Gemini moon. So y'all, I don't speak my mind out like that with just everyone. So, and that's on my third house in Virgo and my moon in Capricorn. But I do this all the time, not only with like when I'm with Babe, but also with when I'm even on TikTok. Let's say I watched a video and it was triggering or something, like it bothered me or something. I'm like, why did that bother me? What about that was triggering to me? What did it remind me of? Why did it hurt? Why was it irritating? Well, why? I question myself all of the time, because you should recognize what makes you feel good and what makes you feel bad. You should recognize the two. If you can sit in your pleasure, you can sit in your discomfort. You should recognize the two. So for you, is about your harmony. Okay, that's something that you actively need to work on, and I think that you should set intention to work on that more during Libra season, because that's literally what the whole season is about. Libra rules balance and justice, and I say this all the time because I have to. But Libra, the energy of Libra, that balance, that harmony, that justice, you have to think about what's the whole point why Libra rules the energy of justice and balance. Well, when you have harmony, when you're in harmony, you're at peace. When you have harmony, you feel good. Libra is ruled by Venus. Venus rules pleasure. Venus wants you to feel good. So you addressing your shadow, you addressing the things that are not, that don't feel good, you balancing that out, ultimately brings you back to pleasure. It brings you back to feeling good. Shadow work, ultimately, at the end, makes you feel good. It is a state of harmony between both the light and the dark inside of you. It is about bringing that calibration and being at peace with it. So that's what you need to understand. And I hope that you got all of the messages that you needed, because that was a lot. But I hope that that makes sense. I hope that you got all of the messages that you needed. I'm sure there were some other people that needed to hear that message as well. But I told you I don't pick this deck if you're not trying to get read. Okana Oracle deck is not for the faint of heart. Don't be doing this. Don't be doing this deck like this. Y'all, literally, when she made this deck, she was like, this is not a deck that you need to pull out every month. This is like at once every 3 months type of deck. And I laughed. I straight up laughed, because this deck is straight up like destroys and just reads you to the filth. It's like, and people say tarot is like straight, like it just mean. No, the Okana deck is mean. The Okana deck is like, bye. So I'm gonna repeat the spiel, and then I'm gonna do I'm gonna do Christine. Christine asked for the Okana. Oh my god, y'all, it's just like y'all said we want to heal today. That's what it is. But I hope that you got all the messages that you needed, my love. I am going to do Christine on YouTube, and then I am going going to hold on. I'm trying to read the thing. Okay. Somebody else said they sent the okay. Jen B sent the wait. Yeah. So Jen B just sent I just sent $10 from PayPal. I would love a reading. So Jen B, if you could put your question in the comments and which deck you would like me to use. These are your options. You have the Archangel Michael Oracle deck, the Healing with the Angels Oracle deck, the Nature Speak Oracle deck, the Okana Oracle deck, but please only pick this if you're trying to do shadow work because this deck is the deck. The Enchanted Map Oracle deck, and the Flower Therapy Oracle deck. So those are your options for this week. So let me know in the comments. I'm gonna do Christine's first, but just put it in the comments and I will come back to you, okay? Okay, so Christine, the Okana, why y'all do this? I swear, I'm gonna have to email her at Akabara Tarot, like, what is that, at Gmail or whatnot, or on her IG. I'm about to send her a message and be like, yo, you got everybody like crazy up in here. But yeah, there's this like, ooh, there's like so many messages, sorry. Okay. So Christine, what does Christine Spencer need to know? What is going on with Christine Spencer? What does Christine Spencer? Oh no. What? Oh no. Hold on. Y'all. Okay. Okay. We're going over it. So hold on. Let me Christine Spencer. Okay. Famine is an earth. Earth. Oh, there we go. Let's see. Nope. Famine. Okay, the first one is famine. Okay. Do not pick up what is discarded. Look at that. Look at that. So pretty. Do not pick up what is discarded. Okay. Shadow element. Operating from a place of lack on a grand scale. This is impoverished mind governing your every word, belief, or action. A famine is, by definition, an extreme scarcity. When this card is selected, you may be going through a period of feeling like you are low on a plethora of things: spirit, energy, motivation, finances, love, appreciation. However, it also suggests that you are comfortable living in poverty, and while you are discontent with this reality, you feel powerless to do anything about feeling left out in the cold when it comes to abundance. It suggests that you have become accustomed to going without, so you just take what you can get, as if that's good as it will get, or that needs to be remedied. Signs you may Signs you may feel like you are not living up to your potential is discomfort with going through the motions of waking, laying dormant, sleeping, starting the process all over again. If you take a look at the idea of reciprocity and the pendulum effect, it suggests that you ought to give what you get in what you need in return. If you want more financial abundance, don't hold out on your dollars like you'll never see them again. If you want more love, don't shut up people before you give them a chance to show their intentions. I'm just almost saying. I'm just saying. Okay, hold on. We read this one before, but it came up for this reading again, so we're gonna read it again, y'all. We is reading it again. Hold on, I just gotta find it. And it's right here. Yep. Okay. The next one is Mercurial. Okay. Look at that. Look at that. It's such a pretty deck. Today cannot be like tomorrow. Shadow element. To be fickle and indecisive, struggling with keeping focus on any one thing. Prone to diving headfirst into something of interest and promptly abandoning it. There's a difference between being spontaneous versus being unreliable. There's also a difference between needing new experiences for excitement versus escapism. This card announces the presence of instability within one's interests, follow through, and an ability to complete projects or fulfill obligations. In a shadow context, this could be calling onto you to take a stock of your unfinished business and those loose ends. It can also be questioning why you feel the need to switch from objective to objective. be it travel, career, hobby, or relationship. What are you avoiding? What are you seeking that the last thing didn't fulfill? What does sticking with something or someone bore you almost immediately? Why do you make plans and regret them later after the facts? Oh God. Okay, so there's a lot of things going on with this one. And the reason why there's a lot of things going on is because right now there's not only a state of lack that you have going on with the famine card, but it's also messing with your head to the point that you're not sticking to some of the things that you personally even set intention for yourself that you wanted to see come into full fruition. You didn't fully invest the proper amount of time that it needed for it to bloom. Okay, you didn't water that plant enough for it to provide you a flower or a tomato. You just didn't not do enough to it. There are certain things in life that while you can rotate different things, because we are multitasking people, we can start different projects and that happens, and this is very much again that Gemini energy. But at the same time, again, there is an aspect of your reading that is highlighting a place of lack from yourself, where you are feeling like you almost don't deserve the things that you're asking for, where you're setting intentions or asking or praying for certain things, but then deep down inside, you're like, oh, I'm not going to get it. I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll see. It's almost like you want spirit to surprise you and be like, oh, yeah, you got what you want. Here you go. Instead of like, actually co-creating and being like, no, I'm definitely, this is what I'm working towards. This is the goal. Okay, I may not get it today, and maybe tomorrow I'm still working on it, but this is still the goal. Okay, I need you to get on the Capricorn game. There's nothing more that we do, Capricorns, that we do that is about goal oriented. I personally have never set intention for anything that I don't know is going to take time for me to get it. I don't expect spirit to help me get things in a whole day. That's not a thing. Therefore, I don't give up on my intentions. Therefore, if I know I set that intention, I know that shit is coming. I know that is coming. I know it's coming. And I'm just like, oh no, that's coming. That's coming. What you mean? It's coming. It's gonna get there. I'm gonna get there eventually. I got patience for days. I got patience, Capricorn. I got patience for days. So when it comes to certain things, when it comes to even like if you are in a state of lack with yourself, whether it be mentally, physically, within the physical realm, within like your home, your business, your job, whatever it is, or like mentally or spiritually or emotionally, you're just feeling like your energy is lacking or you're emotionally lacking, or like when it comes to your relationships or your partnerships, like you're feeling like there's something lacking or it's like fluctuating or you're questioning certain things or doubting certain things, you have to really look at what intentions you are feeding into your own energy, into your own body. Because what your internal narrative and what you believe are actively dictating, like you need to think about it as coding, okay? Like computer, like coding in a computer, like programming. Like when you're, you know, telling a computer, okay, this is what I want you to do, that is what it's going to do. Therefore, internally, if you're telling yourself, like, okay, this is what you're going to do, this is what we're working on, you know, you have to expect that that is going to be a process. Not all computers are super fast. It takes forever to, sometimes it takes a minute for it to read the whole thing and it has to compute. Certain things you're going to have to let it compute fully before you see the fruition, before you see it fully come alive. And so when it comes to thinking like, oh my God, you know what? It's been 6 months and I've been trying to manifest this thing and I don't know if I'm going to get it. I don't know. I'm like questioning it now. I don't know. Maybe I should just do something else. Maybe like when you start having that internal dialogue where you're doubting your own things that you've already even set intention for, and then you get all over the place. You did a spell or you did a working for one specific thing, and then you like, oh, it's been a week. I haven't felt about anything. So I'm just gonna do a different one. I'm gonna do an offering for this for something else, instead of sitting with those intentions and saying, Spirit, I know some way, somehow you're going to help me get to the place that I need to be and open up the road for this thing to come in. And I know that you're going to give me the strength and maintain my strength so that that way I can get to that place where I can receive the things that I need to receive for myself. setting yourself up on the path to be in alignment to what it is that you're asking for, instead of ping-ponging around and going, I don't know, I don't know, and then all over the place, all over the place. It's creating a state where you're doubting your own abilities. You're doubting your own abilities. You're doubting your own power. You're doubting what you can manifest for yourself, and it's causing a lot of internal frustration. That is the problem, and I think you need to sit with yourself, and I feel like you need to do a lot of root healing. You need to do a lot of root healing. I think you need to spend some time with some trees so you can get more grounded, because grounding is something that you very much need, especially with the famine card. You need grounding. You need grounding. You need to keep that direction ahead. Some of my intentions that I have set for myself, I know they're going to take like 3 to 5 years to come in full fruition. I'm not sitting here rushing it. Hell no. But you know what it is though? I'm gonna get it though, because that's what I'm working on. That's what the vision is. I may be all over the place with certain things about certain things, right? Like I may have a bunch of projects. I'm working on the ancestor work book. I'm working on like a whole workshop for you guys next month. I'm working like for so many different things. But you best believe my major goals that I'm seeing for myself in the future, that shit is coming. I ain't playing. It's coming. I know it's coming. I'm just doing I'm doing what I can in the path to do what I need to do. And that's what you need to keep. You need to have like a very much like that ground. You need grounding. You need grounding. Like I need you to go sit by a tree. I need you to like if you straight up need to sit with a tree, go hug it for a while. You need to do that because you need grounding. You need to feel the energy flowing from the tree, from the roots to your feet. You need to connect back and restructure to your foundation. You need to reanalyze why you've been having issues and why it's been causing so much turbulence. And you need a little bit more restriction, like you need a little bit more restriction within yourself as far as how you address what it is that you want spiritually. You need to have a little bit more patience with yourself and empower yourself in the process. Like I feel like you need to focus on strength, you need to focus on healing and grounding. Those should be your main three, and checking your mind when it's doing this kind of escapism, because it's almost like you're trying to escape. You're trying to like one. You're just trying to escape. You're trying to escape the situation. You're trying to just like here and there, here and there, here and there. No, you need to check your mind. You need to check your mind, and you need to make sure that you are in understanding of yourself. Like you are sitting with yourself, like, okay, this is what I'm doing. I am making a decision. This is what I am doing. This is why I am doing it. And I have expectations for it, but I know that it's going to take time, or it could take time for this to come into fruition, because this is a big intention that I'm setting for myself. That is your reading, my love. I hope that you got all the messages that you needed, and I hope that it made sense. Hope that it made sense. Who did I say next? I said I was going to do Jet B. Hold on, I need to drink some water. I'm going to do Jet B, and then I'm going to, but let me just do, I'm going to re-say the spiel again. For those who just joined, I'm going to stay on for another, I want to say, we could sign off at, what is it, 9:18 right now. So we're probably going to do till like maybe 9:30, 9:40-ish. And then we're going to wrap up for the day, and then we'll be back here next week. So for those who, didn't do it. But after Christine, I'm going to do Goddess in Training. After Gen B, I'm going to do Goddess in Training. And then I believe that I have to check if anybody else asked a question. But for those who just joined, I think I'm going to do like maybe 2 more readings after the 2 people who already asked for it. But for those who just joined, this is called the Weekly Community Oracle Poll. It is meant to be like low-cost readings for people, because some readings are can be very expensive. So if you're a channel member or a Patreon member, then the reading is included in your membership. So you can go ahead and drop your question. Most of the Patreon members and channel members are YouTube though, so yeah. But if you would like me to pull a card for you, you can just send $5 or $10 to my Cash App, my Venmo, or my PayPal. It would be the same as my username, which is TigeraGitana. And these are the cards that you can pick from. So once you ask your question, you can put your question in there. You can pick your deck, and the options that you have are the Archangel Michael Oracle deck, the Okana Oracle deck. Please only choose this deck if you're trying to do shadow work, because it will read you to the field. I'm just saying. The Enchanted Map Oracle deck, the Healing with the Angels Oracle deck, the Nature Speaks Oracle deck, and the Flower Therapy Oracle deck are your options for this week. So I am going to do Gen B. I'm working on connecting my ancestors and nature. Any deck you feel would be aligned. Okay. I think for that one, I'm going to pick the Nature Speak Oracle deck. For Gen B, but yeah, we're probably going to sign off at like maybe 9:40. So I'll probably be taking like the last bits of reading. So whoever wants to like get a reading before I sign off, just let me know. Okay, Gen B. What does Gen B need to know when working with ancestors? What does Gen B need to know? Okay. Oh, so you have two cards. The first one is Healing and Balance. I'm trying to do the ring light, Healing and Balance. And then you have Return to Sacred. That is beautiful. Okay, so a couple of things. One, when it comes to healing and balance, we talked about a lot about balance in this live, but when it comes to healing and balance, you need to pay attention to your progress. The progress is a very, very key thing that you need to analyze during this time, because it's one of those things that cannot be dismissed. You need to make sure that you are aware of how much you've grown. A lot of people kind of save this moment for December. This is why a lot of people kind of tend to like December tends to be a very depressing time for people, because they're like, oh my god, the year just went by and all this kind of stuff, and they tend to be like in that reflection mode. But you need to be in that state right now. You need to, especially, we've been getting a lot of balanced energy now that we're going into Libra season, but you need to be in that state right now where you're thinking about how far you've come and what work you need to do next for yourself. What area of your life do you need to bring healing or balance to? And this goes hand in hand into analyzing which aspect, which part of your body is having issues. Is it your spiritual body? Is it your energetic body? Mental body? Emotional body? Which part of your body, physical body, is it, which part of your body is having issues? Which part of your body needs assistance right now? Is it your emotions, your emotional health? Is it something that you need to build up? Is it working with the water element? Is it working with like the nature spirits? Is it, building up your spiritual body? Is it your intuition? What about it do you need to bring balance and healing to that you did not have before? That is the key. You need to think about what is it that you did not have before that you want to have now for yourself, that you want to um, personally see yourself be in a stronger position, see yourself being in a more in a state of peace where you're just like, I feel very comfortable with this area of my life. I feel very comfortable with this part of myself. I feel like I've done so much work. I've done so much healing. I've been able to get myself in a really, really good place. Like, can you say that about all aspects of your life? And if you can't, if there's some areas of your life that you're still working on, what about it still needs to be healed, and what about it still needs balance? You need to have that discernment and make sure that you are actively seeking to bring peace and healing to those areas, so that way you can be at peace. Because again, I said this before, I'm going to say it again. Venus is a planet of pleasure, right? Venus rules Libra, the energy of balance, the energy of justice, the energy of that calibration. The reason why Libra rules balance is because when you're in balance, you have peace. You feel pleasure. You feel good when everything's okay, when everything's Gucci. You feel good. You feel good when everything's in balance. So it's about feeling good. When you heal, you feel good. You feel great. You feel like you have, gotten to a point where you're just like, oh my God, I'm really happy right now. I feel really great. Like you almost feel like you have met yourself in a different place because it took a while for you to get there, right? And so that's where you're at right now. You're in a place where you need to analyze what needs to be healed and then seek balance within those situations. Analyze the things that need to be fixed. And if you're somebody that practices and you have, you practice whatever it is that you practice, catering and tailoring your spell work, your craft towards the things that need to be addressed. So if you need strength, like let's say you're trying to build up your energy, you're trying to build up your strength, or let's say you're trying to build up your spiritual practice. Maybe you want to take the next step into developing yourself spiritually, or doing something that maybe you want to learn a new modality or learn something new. Asking for assistance, asking for spirit to guide you into that place, asking for spirit to say, hey, I think I want to learn something new. Please help me develop more spiritually. Please help me continue to dive into my intuition so that I can have more discernment, or so that I can help people, or whatever it is. Asking, setting intention for that, and asking for the things that you need ultimately is what's going to bring you that calibration, bring you that state of peace. Because once you analyze and you act, then you receive. Okay? And then you have return to sacred. When it comes to the ancestors, you need to do a little bit of soul searching, but it's more when it comes to the ancestors and looking at your ancestral practices specifically. If you don't know who your ancestors were, or you haven't, well, first of all, you should go do my ancestor meditation that I have on the link in my bio on my YouTube. By the way, you should, because that's a really good meditation to just talking to your ancestors. But and for those who need to be following my YouTube, make sure you're following my YouTube, because I'm putting out ancestor work videos all the time. So do the thing. But you need to make sure that you are actively connecting to your ancestral practices as well. Because returning to sacred is thinking about what is sacred, what was sacred. What was sacred highlights the past, right? Return to sacred. So what was sacred before? What was held to a high standard to your ancestors? What are some of your ancestral practices that you need to be upholding, upkeeping within yourself, within your regular practice? What were they? Why aren't you doing them? Why aren't you honoring them in that way? So, for example, if like one of your ancestors likes to be worked with, I don't know, when you're cooking, that's when they like to work with you. Why haven't you been welcoming that ancestor to your space? Why haven't you been leaving some of your food offering after you cook on your ancestral altar if you have one? Why haven't you been learning, like for example, if your ancestor came from somewhere else, like if you're mixed or something like that, why haven't you learned their language, or learned, I don't know, maybe they had like a song or a prayer or something that resonated with your spirit that maybe you need to be saying or singing or praying to? What is it about the sacredness of your ancestors that you need to continue, that your bloodline needs to continue? How do you continue that? How do you continue the practices? How do you connect to them? How do you keep their the bloodline alive? How do you continue to navigate the lessons, the things that they teach, that they have taught you, that they have passed down through the generations? How do you do that? And if you don't know the ancestors in that way, how are you doing that spiritually? Because you can 1000% go into a meditation and straight up ask them, hey, I don't know, I wanna know which of my ancestors are really good at cooking. Can y'all talk to me? I wanna learn your favorite dishes from all your countries that you were at, or all the lands that you were at. It's called having a conversation, having a relationship, building that relationship with your ancestors. That means that you have to talk to them. That means that you have to ask the questions. That means that you have to get to know them, so that way you know how to communicate, you know how to treat them. They're still people. They're just in the spiritual realm. So you have to think about how your relationship with your ancestor is, and what is it that you personally need to do. So do you need to address like generational trauma? Or are there generational gifts that you need to address? Like what about your ancestors is it that you need to do to return to sacred? What is it? What is it? Is it a gift? Is it something that you personally need to? Luna's in here right now. Luna's my cat, so she's gonna be singing opera for y'all. Is it personally something that you need to, um, that you personally need to do in order to honor them? That they want to see you like continue the, I don't know, the family tradition or to some sort, or maybe it's like, learning the language, or learning the, I don't know, maybe the way that they used to work with herbs, their plant medicine, their songs. What is it about it that you personally are not doing now that you could be doing in relation to your ancestors, in relationship to your ancestors? How are you reconnecting? That is a question. And that is your reading, my love. I hope that it makes sense, and I hope that you got the messages that you needed to. I'm sorry that Luna is singing y'all opera, but she is in heat right now, so once I get off this live, she's just gonna be like all up on me for attention because that's what she does. But do. Okay, we have, I believe, Goddess in Training is next. Do. Okay. So said. Okay, what my question is? What do I need to know? Okay, I think I'm gonna switch to the Okana deck. Matter of fact, I'm gonna stay with the Enchanted Map. I know my shadows very well. Okay. Okay, got you. So what do I need to know? You said the Enchanted Map. I feel like the Enchanted Map Oracle deck is like the soft version of the little of the Okada. So yeah. Do. Hold on. I'm trying to see the wait. Okay, I'm glad that the reading resonated. So I'm gonna close it off for those who are going to ask another one because we're already at 1:41. I'm gonna do Maria left because I believe Maria asked the last question. Yeah, Maria asked the last question, and then we're gonna sign off for the night. But it was absolutely beautiful being here. But we're gonna do the last two questions, and then we're gonna peace out for the day. My phone is gonna die on Instagram, so let me just close the live on here. There we go. Because my phone is definitely gonna die on there. Okay, so Enchanted Map. Hey, what does Goddess in Training need to know right now? What does Goddess in Training need to know right now? Okay. And they jumped together. Okay. Okay. So let me grab the book. As I said previously, the only two decks that I will read the book for is the Enchanted Map and the Okana deck. Because those two decks, I feel like you need to know what the book says. I think it's absolutely important for you to know what the book says, and then we break it down. But you got Moonlight and you got Follow the Leader. That's what the cards say, right? Moonlight and Follow the Leader. Okay? So let's go to Moonlight. 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 Moon. Hold on. Okay. Moonlight. Moonlight. Your intuition allows you to see beyond the mundane, logical and analytical. Follow it. Moonlight beckons. Come and trust your intuition to lead you to places that may not seem logical. Your hunches will be right on target. Resist second guessing yourself, for your alternative perception is especially sharp right now. You can see beyond the surface of things and truly read between the lines. This is a good time to use oracle cards or any other divination system to gain information. Remember that the language of intuition is a symbolic one. It comes subtly, a hunch or a clear sound or an animal or an object crossing your path. Spirit is sending you messages to help you now. Success is yours if you follow the signs. And then we have Follow the Leader. Hold on. Okay. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Every life is a teaching tool for others. Your authenticity and honesty are an example of those around you. You are being called to lead others by example. Your wisdom has been earned as a result of your bravery in the adventure of your life. The experiences of battles won and lost, places discovered, tears shed, and joy revealed have placed you in a unique position to be of service to others. Your suffering has been crystallized into a talisman of wisdom. Now you must share it. By being fully authentic, you'll lead others into the light. You'll be required to divulge some things about your past so that you may help someone else. Lead with love. There is another message here as well. Look to those whose great character and accomplishments you admire. Emulate the leaders you respect. You will then in turn have more to offer. That is beautiful. So, it's a couple of things going on. I feel like one, you are intuitively being guided to follow the path, like to be more present and take a little bit more control in your path and in your journey. Especially because it's like your spirit is being called into like the front of the line. It's almost like the way that it's coming up is like if you like, let's say you're in school, right? And everybody's like sitting on the chairs, and then you know, your teacher asked you for a volunteer, and then everybody has to come after you. But you know that you need to be the first to volunteer because for whatever the question is that needs to be answered or whatever needs to be done, you are the one that knows the most or can help or can guide the best or whatnot. Um, it also reminds me, there was this time where there was this job that um, I was applying for, and it was like an open kind of job where they were asking multiple people. It was like a group interview type of thing, and it reminds me of this moment where they were like, okay, without using your voice, organize the whole entire group of people by birthday month, right? And so y'all know I'm a Capricorn, so I just like immediately just was like, okay, and I was like I already started like I don't even know sign language, but I started doing like the numbers with the fingers. I was like, like what month, and I done organized everybody in order because everybody kind of like for the first 5 seconds, everybody was just like, so I'm like, what number? What number are you? Let's just y'all know I'm a Capricorn, so I'm straight up going into organization mode. So it's kind of like that. It's like you're being called like to action right now. You're being called, and you're intuitively being led. It's not just kind of like for nothing or anything like that. Not only have you been asking for this, but this is like the time for you to step up to the plate and show out. This is the time where you need to understand that if you are going to step up as a leader, you need to understand that who you are leading. You need to understand your community. You need to understand that the people that you are ultimately going to bring and open up that guidance to. You need to understand the sensitivity of it. You need to understand the layers. You need to understand, like, for example, one of the things that I personally do, especially when I'm meeting people in person, I always ask people what their signs are. I know I'm an astrologer, but I always ask people what their signs are. And I do this because the second somebody tells me they're a Pisces, I talk to them differently because I'm a Capricorn. I can come out very bold sometimes. I can be very straight up like blunt, especially with my Gemini moon. I could be straight up blunt sometimes, but I don't want to hurt someone who needs to be who needs to have an experience with me that is more sensitive to what they need. Like there are certain times that I will cater who I am to the person because that's what they need me to be in that moment. I recognize that. And because I have the flexibility of being able to do that, I will honor that. So I will ask people, hey, like, what is your sign? Somebody tells me they're an Aries. Oh, hell no. I'm not just being straight up blunt. I don't care because it's Aries. But if somebody tells me they're a Pisces or a Cancer or like, like if you're a Scorpio, I'll probably poke at you a little bit because you can handle it. But for the most part, I'll know how to talk to you. I understand that there are certain things that I will not say or I cannot, push because I don't want to hurt you or I don't want to trigger you in some way. Like if I am going to be triggering in any type of way, or if there's something about me in a situation that you need to know, that I need to say, that you need to hear, I will still make sure my words are catered in a way that you can handle. Like I have that self-awareness, and that is something that you are getting called into right now. That intuitively knowing that if you are stepping up into being a leader, you need to understand who you're leading. You need to understand your community. You need to understand your people. You need to understand your tone, how you're talking, your personality, how you come off, your rising sign. Y'all know I'm a Leo rising. I could be hella saucy sometimes. I could be hella saucy sometimes. I'm a whole ass clown. They call me a clown all the time. But at the same time, I could get really bold sometimes. And y'all haven't seen me angry in the channel. But when I have a Mars and Sagittarius, y'all, so I can straight up when I'm mad, I mean, I guess TikTok has seen me being mad because y'all, I will be going off on some people sometimes when they be just doing the most. But I feel like when it comes to my Mars and Sag, I'm very educational, and it's like I hate misinformation. Like I hate, so it irks me. Sometimes I can come off a little bit more aggressive than I would like to, but I try. Like I still try to understand the way that I am sounding, the way that I am communicating, the way that people are going to listen to what I'm saying. Are you going to listen to what I'm saying because of the tone of my voice? Or are you going to listen to what I'm saying because I'm speaking facts? You know what I'm saying? You have to understand what your audience is. What you have to understand your presence of your rising sign. You have to understand how your energy is going to be perceived, but you also have to understand the responsibility that you have if you're going to be leading anybody to any capacity. You have to understand the importance of that, because once you get called in to lead, that means that there are people who are going to need your guidance. There are people who are going to need you to say, hey, this is the best way to go about this. This is the best way. This is a game plan for tonight. This is what we're doing. This is what we're working on. This is the best way. And so you don't need to listen. You're not listening to other people to give you that guidance. You are creating the guidance. You are creating the boundaries. You're creating the rules. Okay? And so you need to make sure you follow your intuition and know what feels right in the moment of your leadership. If there's something that feels off, alter it. If there's something that feels like, it's not necessarily sitting right with your spirit, or like, oh, maybe you should add something, or something said, maybe do this a little bit different, or address this differently. Follow that, because you need to listen to yourself when you're leading, because nobody else is telling you what to do but you, and probably spirit, because spirit will be telling you what to do. But there's going to be times where you're going to be creating. You get to be like Elon Musk and like Jeff Bezos. You get to be the CEO, right? You get to do that. Therefore, you need to recognize not only the power in that, but your presence, the purpose, the goal, the reason why you're leading, the reason why it's important, the reason why it's important for you to go on this path. And what is the goal? What is the purpose? What are you helping? Like, that's the same reason why I started my Patreon. It was to create a spiritual community so that people can have that sense of community, but also so they can bring and ask for the content that they want from me. So I can cater that to the people. This is why I have it the way that I have it. It's all about you guys. It's all about the community for me. So you guys get to dictate a lot of my content. You guys ask me questions. Hey, can you do a Santa Muerte series? Started the Santa Muerte series. And sometimes Spirit will ask me and be like, hey, you need to start this series. I said, start the Comedic Spirituality series. Started the Comedic Spirituality series. Sometimes you will take directions from Spirit, and sometimes you will intuitively take directions from yourself. So you need to be listening to yourself during this time, because once you are leading, it's for the community. It's for the community. Like if you think about the president, yeah, the president is holding a higher role, but he's working for us though. I mean, I don't agree with everything he's doing right now. We're not talking about politics, but he's still working for us though. That's the way you need to see it. What is it that you're doing? How are you setting yourself up? How are you setting the community up? That is your reading. I hope that you got the messages that you need. I hope that it resonated. I hope that it makes sense. Okay. I'm just saying. Okay. Then that makes sense. Okay, good. Okay, good. I'm glad that makes sense. I'm glad that makes sense. Please pet the cat, LOL. So she is literally she is cleaning herself right now. And she's also like over there. But I will once I finish the live. I promise I will when I finish the live. But yeah, she's gonna get the love when I finish the live. I'm gonna Maria's gonna be the last one, and then we're gonna be like done for the night. Yeah, Maria's gonna be the last one. So Maria said, "Hey, recently every time I have an opportunity opens up, something happens that stops it. I think that something weird is happening. I've been having weird dream. Last night I had a dream that I did an egg cleansing and blood came out, and I think someone is trying to send me that energy. I don't know who. Well, you probably should do that egg cleansing. I'm just saying. Which deck did you want me to do the reading from? my love. Your options are the Enchanted Map Oracle deck, the Okana Oracle deck, but please only pick this deck if you're trying to do shadow work. That's what I said. The Nature Speak Oracle deck, the Archangel Michael Oracle deck, which I think is probably the one you should pick. The Healing with the Angels Oracle deck, and the Flower Therapy Oracle deck. Let me know in the comments so I can pick. Okay, it's gonna be the Archangel Michael. Some tells me this is gonna be the Archangel Michael. I'm just saying. It seems like you have an Archangel Michael situation on your hands. I'm just saying. Anything that has to do with protection, Archangel Michael. Okay, so what is going on with Maria? What is going on with Maria right now? Wait, hold on. Hold on. What is going on with Maria? What does Maria need to know? What does Maria need to know right now? What does Maria need to know right now? Okay. Okay. Archangel Michael said what? Okay. So the first one is go forward fearlessly. See that? Go forward fearlessly. It's the card. Go forward fearlessly. And the prayer goes, let us all say it together because we all definitely need to hear it. So everybody repeat after me. Thank you for walking with me every step of the way, for holding my hands, giving me confidence and courage, and guiding my thoughts and actions in the direction of love and my true life's purpose. Okay. This one is self-respect. Self-respect. And it says, Dear God and angels, thank you for helping me see myself as you see me through the eyes of love. Thank you for honoring me and respecting me. Please guide me to do the same for myself and grant me the courage to speak up on my own behalf. I ask for your protection in all of my relationships so that I am surrounded by loving and kind people. Okay? Self-respect. And then sense of humor. Sense of humor. And the prayer goes, thank you for helping me see the humor in the situation so that I can lovingly laugh at human nature. I am willing to view my experience in a new light in order to attract love and healing energy. So a couple of things. Archangel Michael is being very, very clear on this. I think you need to, first of all, you need to do the egg cleansing. There's a reason why you need to listen to your dreams. Y'all, I had the craziest dream like 2 days ago. I don't even know if I want to share the whole thing, but I'm gonna share the last part of it because that shit was crazy. So, in the dream, in the beginning part of the dream, I was basically looking for my sister, but I was in like a high school. There was a graduation. I'm gonna skip the beginning two parts of the dream because the last part is like different than what happened before. So one of the, I promise you, it's relevant. One of the people in the dream, they were giving out. It was like a graduation, so they were giving out these like goodie bags, right? And they were like they were just handing it out. So somebody handed it to me, and I was like, okay. And then I like held it, right? And the thing that happened after that, which was very, very interesting, is that some guy walks up to me in the dream and he's like, hey, don't forget to go grab your goodie bag before you leave. It's going to be in the parking lot downstairs. I could take you right now, right? Right. And for some reason in the dream, like, I didn't tell him that I already just, like, some girl just walked up to me, gave me a goodie bag. And he just, like, grabbed my hand and he took me downstairs. So he took me down to the parking lot. And somebody hands me a goodie bag, right? And then he's like, oh, look. And he puts his phone up to my face. And he's like, oh, look at this. And we were in this parking lot. Like, it was a small parking lot. And there was 3 lions. No, there was 5 lions. There was 5 lions that were, like, towards, like, the other corner. And they were, like, chilling in the parking lot. They were a little bit distant from us. But, you know, I could see them. And I was just like, what? And the guy, like, puts up the video up, and he's showing me some tall white kid. A video of him. He was a little bit closer to where the lions are. There was like a car like right by the railing, and the lion was like, no, not a lion. Sorry, the tiger was coming towards the guy, and it was just like, you know what cats do? What cats do? They start kind of like pacing towards. They like fixated, but you're like close to them, so they're not gonna race after you. So they started coming closer, and the guy was just like, he started walking back slowly, and then he jumped over the railing, which was not that big. It was not that tall. It was just like maybe hips width, because it was a parking lot. It was just like one of those small parking lots. And he jumps over, and then the tiger just kind of doesn't follow it back, right? And so right after he showed me that video, he like pushes me into the area where the tigers are, and then I'm just like, I see the tiger with like the straight up freaking gold eyes coming towards me, and it's just doing the same thing that it just did in the damn video. It's just like pacing and pacing. It's starting to get closer to me, and I almost start to run because instantaneously I'm like, oh, I almost start to run, but then I realized that's not what the guy did in the video. And so I like start walking backwards slowly, and then I jump over the railing, but instead of jumping in the way that the other guy fell, because he went upwards and then he landed, he did kind of like a backflip over the damn railing. I did it the other way, and so I was turned the other way, and I couldn't see if the tiger jumped behind me, because I was like, yo, this tiger could most definitely jump behind me. Excuse me. So I was like, in my dream, I was like, while this was happening, while I was landing, I was like, it could totally just jump and grab my ass right now. Let's try. And so I was freaking out because I was like, oh my God, I'm landing, and boom, I woke up. And then I woke up, and I'm like, first of all, that dream had like 3 different meanings, by the way. Okay. And I know what they all are. But the second I woke up, Spirit said, you are going to grow, literally, because I was like, oh, hell no. What the hell was all that now? Okay, that's literally what I said. I literally just went silent, and I waited to hear. I listened. And then Spirit said, the same way that you have been watching everybody grow is the same way that you will grow. You just need to follow the process. That's literally what they said. But it also had a double meaning. And it was a warning that I'm going to see something happening ahead of time, and I'm going to have to follow. It's like almost like I'm going to get a premonition, and I'm going to have to follow the premonition the same way, or else. It was a little bit of a warning. So I'm still waiting for the full to come through, but I'm listening to the reading. The point is to listen to your reading. Go get that damn egg cleansing. I don't want no excuses. Go get the egg cleansing. There's a reason why that was in your reading. Okay, you need to listen to your readings. Your readings sometimes are direct messages from Spirit. Direct messages from Spirit. They're actively just straight up telling you, you need to do this. Like, if it's that bold and clear, there's no, like, Spirit is never going to come into your dream and be like, you need to do this. They're going to show you what you need. You need to go do that egg cleansing. But while you do that egg cleansing, I need you to keep some things in mind, because this is one of the things that Archangel Michael is emphasizing about your reading. Right now, you're like your energy is a little bit like anxious. It's almost like scared. It's almost like paranoid. It's almost like you don't have your courage. You don't have your strength. You're not standing your ground. You're not standing and saying, oh no, somebody's trying me. They're not gonna get anywhere with that. Like, you need to also block other people, block other things coming into your energy by maintaining your strength. By you maintaining your own personal strength, it amplifies your energy. It amplifies your powers and abilities. It amplifies your protective energies. Because if you yourself are like, well, I can't spiritually be fucked with, then spirits or people are not going to be able to penetrate that, because you just set the standard for what you're going to experience. You just said that's not going to happen. Therefore, it cannot. Therefore, it cannot penetrate. Therefore, you need to go forward fearlessly. Whatever you get in this reading, okay, do that reading. Get your answers. But also understand, Archangel Michael's like, no, but you need to be fearless about this. I don't want you to be scared. I don't want you to be sitting here scared thinking that, something's going to happen to you. No, we're not going to be scared here. You have nothing to be scared about. You have not. If spirits, if people are trying you right now, you have nothing to be scared about. You are protected. And that's what you need to maintain. You need to maintain your strength. You need to maintain your self-respect because someone's trying you. Someone's actively trying you. So you need to respect. You need to literally be like, nah, nah. Anytime anybody ever tries to send anything to me, I'm just always like, okay, cute return to sender and spirit, can you please handle that? Because no, I'm not accepting that today. Because no. 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 You have to understand that you consent to certain things being attached to you. And fear is one of the ways that it gets in. Because fear is not a positive emotion. It is an emotion that weakens your protective barriers. It weakens your aura. It weakens your protections around the house. Okay? You need your work right now, aside from making sure your protections are in place, is to make sure that you are building up your strength. Okay? That you are building up and understanding that you need to have a solid foundation with your protection work. That you need to know deep down in your heart, you need to feel that shit in your soul. Nobody can fuck with me. Nobody can mess with me. I cannot be touched. Okay, say it. Everybody say it after me. I cannot be touched by anything that I do not consent to. Okay, I cannot be touched by anything that I do not consent to. I do not consent to no negative energy, spirits, beings, people sending anything my way that I did not ask for. Period. You need to know. You need to self-respect. You need to respect yourself enough to recognize your own strength, recognize the things that, the limitations that you place on your boundaries. Okay? When you have boundaries, when you set your protection, okay, I have protection on my whole entire block. My whole entire block. I have protection on my room. I have protection on the house. I have roommates, obviously. So, their energy's coming in and out. So I have different layers of protection around my space. I have protections on the car. I have protections everywhere. I have protections in my mama's house. I have protection everywhere. Everywhere I will be at or need to be at, I know I am protected. Why? Because that's self-respect. I maintain and I move fearlessly because I know I will not be touched, because I did not consent for nothing to penetrate what I have protected. And what I have protected is me. That's what you need to be working on right now. I don't want you to go into this egg cleansing with fear. I don't want you to be, no, 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 no. Fear, no. Get a confirmation. Be like, oh, somebody's trying me? Oh, let me get the confirmation right now. Get the confirmation. Then once you get that confirmation, go to the Botanica, pick up a return to sender, do what you need to do, and I need you to maintain your sovereignty of your space, of your body, of your energy, that nobody can touch you because you do not consent to it. Okay? And I need you to do that with Archangel Michael. I need you to repeat this prayer. Okay, you're gonna have to come back to this live after it uploads tonight. But I need you to repeat this prayer. I need you to keep maintaining your strength, maintaining your power, and then look at the sense of humor about the situation. Like, oh my God, somebody's trying me. Somebody thought they could try me. Yo, I don't know about you, but anytime this happened to me, I be laughing. I'm like, you really want to catch hands with my spirits right now? You really want to catch hands with my spirits right now? Like, it's funny to me. I laugh. I'm like, okay, sure. Okay. You really want to, you thought, oh, yeah, you got, come on now. People think that they can get away with stuff and they put fear in, like they start, it starts off with fear. 1000%. Because the second you're like, oh, I think I've been cursed. I think I got something. The second you start letting that idea in, and the second that it starts to penetrate, because fear starts to break through your protective energies, and then you start to like doubt and pain, like the emotions and everything starts to kind of like crumble everything up. Nah, that shit is funny. You thought you were gonna get somewhere with that. I'd be laughing. It'd be coming up a reading sometimes, or I'd be having whatever way spirit wants to tell me. I'd be laughing as hell. I just been like, you really thought that was gonna do something to me? Wow. Okay. That was a sense of humor. Archangel Michael really came into your reading and was like, what we not gonna do is entertain these people today. Like when you think about it, when you look at these cards, literally look at these cards. Go forward fearlessly, self-respect, and sense of humor. Like I straight sound like it sounds like someone who is just like, no. Like what no, like just gassing you up. Like it sounds like someone who's just gassing you up, like, what? No, you are that bitch. And that's what it sounds like. Like Archangel Michael straight up said, no, what we're not gonna do. So go do that egg reading. That is your homework, and make sure that you are uplifting yourself, maintaining your strength. Okay. I need you eating some fiery foods. Okay. I need you to get a little bit more energy, whether it be like coffee or maybe eat, some peppers this week. Give yourself a little bit of like that boost, because anytime that you need a little bit more of that energy boost, work with peppers. Peppers will really help with that. And then just give yourself that little boost of energy. Okay. And then remember that you're that bitch and that nobody can mess with you. That is your reading, boo. I hope that you got the messages that you needed. And that is what we're going to close it with. That was the last reading of the day. I hope that whoever needed to also hear that, heard that. Okay? I feel like some people need to hear it, and then I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to sign off. We've literally been on here, y'all, for 2 hours. 2 hours and 11 minutes. And Luna's like, I want to cuddle. So I got to go cuddle with my cat. I will see y'all in the next one. I have a couple of videos uploading on YouTube, so stay tuned for those videos. Those are coming. For those who are going to want a reading with me at any other time, my website is on the link in my bio, and I have a special going on. It's 20% off all of my sessions with the code Virgo Healing in all caps, and it ends tomorrow. So if somebody wants a reading with me, make sure you check out the link in my bio. I will definitely see you later next one. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being here and like spending time with me. Have a good night. Bye, y'all. Bye, y'all.